Well, Coin 6 is celebrating Women's History Month, introducing you to some remarkable women in our community. We asked you to send us nominations of local women who go above and beyond. We got a huge response, nearly 200 entries.
Truly incredible. And this morning, we're introducing you to our next remarkable woman, Becky Berger. She has made it her life's work to make sure teens and adults with intellectual disabilities have the community they need.
At one time it said, if I had $1 million, I'd take care of every child in the world. And she tries to do that.
Becky Berger is one of the most passionate, undeterred, caring people someone could be lucky enough to know. It's that passion that drove her to open Griffin's Place in 2015.
You look beautiful.
Griffin's Place is a nonprofit where people with intellectual disabilities from the age of 14 all the way into adulthood can connect with community.
We find that once you graduate from high school or get out of the transition program, there's just not that many activities around for people with developmental disabilities. So we felt that there was a need for some place like Griffin's Place.
The namesake is her son, Griffin. Griffin was born in 1994 and diagnosed with autism when he was just 2 years old. As he was growing older, Becky realized his autism could be isolating. She made it her mission to change that, not just for her son, but for countless others.
It's been wonderful, and I think they're really yearning for that connection with peers, making friends, maintaining friendships, looking forward to some fun events. We have cooking classes, our dances are quite popular. We have dance class and focus more on the exercise piece there. We have social skills classes, which are so important.
It's life-changing work, and it's the result of years of dedication, sacrifice, and loss. When Becky was 21, she married Keith Berger, a fifth-generation farmer and businessman of what was then called Wells Burger Farms in Hillsboro. The pair had 6 children together, including Griffin.
He was one of the smartest men I'd ever met. Had a great business mind, and his parents were wonderful.
But when Keith was just 30 years old, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. The disease took its toll. Becky became his primary caretaker, all while being a mother of 6, 3 of which, including Griffin, have special needs. Keith died in 2011.
It was kind of difficult for children and myself at times. That last year was really kind of a beautiful year as far as just reconnecting with everybody and being really who he was, and it just was a very healing year, I'd say.
After Keith's death, not only did Becky become the sole caretaker of 6, she took it upon herself to take over the family business, becoming the owner and CEO of what is now a world-renowned grass seed brand, Berger International. The farm industry is male-dominated, especially ownership in the farm industry. However, Becky is always one to find a way.
I never had I can't do this. No, I've never bumped up against that. There was always a way. You know, there's always a way. And like, again, meeting with men that didn't want to do business with me, it's just like a Roomba, that you bump up something and you just go a different route, you know? So you just, it's just figuring that out. And no, it's been a real honor for me to take over the family business.
Her optimism and strength, she says she learned from her mother, Leanne, who nominated Becky to be a remarkable woman.
She doesn't like to be bragged about. And of course, I'm terrible at it. She keeps saying, oh, mother, no, mother. But I'm not the only one that wants to brag about her. For all she does for everybody else but herself. At one time it said, if I had $1 million, I'd take care of every child in the world. And she tries to do that.
It's that care, whether it's on the farm, with her children, or changing lives at Griffin's Place, that leaves a lasting impression and legacy.
Even through the darkest days, I had joy every day. My kids brought that to me. Griffin brought that to me. Griffin's Place brought that to me. The business brought that to me. There's always something joyful to find in each and every day.
We're lucky enough now to have Becky joining us this morning. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. That's quite an honor.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Well, your
too.
mom is the one who nominated you, and I cannot express how much fun I had speaking with her. She's a spitfire. She's so funny. But you didn't know that she nominated you, is how I understand, until you got a phone call from us.
That's correct.
So how surprised were you and honored by the nomination?
Well, I was super surprised that I was nominated. I was not so surprised when I found out it was my mother. Everyone should be as blessed as I am to have a mom that's so supportive of whatever I do. She's always behind me 100%.
That's great.
Well, it sounds like you have learned the ropes from another remarkable woman.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Tell us a little bit more about the work you do with Griffin's Place and how you have really just pushed this mission forward.
Well, it's been such an incredible opportunity to get out in the community with people with developmental disabilities. It is such a feel-good experience. They're just so much fun and so joyful when they get together, and it's just I have so much fun, and everybody else that comes and volunteers at Griffin's Place has a lot of fun. The participants have the most fun, which it really just you always come away just with a big smile on your face.
Well, and you mentioned it in the piece that we just aired, but speak to the need of this age bracket, you know, because I mean there are often resources, you know, for younger people that have developmental disabilities, but specifically those that go into adulthood, those resources can taper off some.
Absolutely. You'll see a lot more services for children or people that are still in school, and if you have a more severe disability, that's through age 21 through the transition program. But after 21, I mean, you've got a lot of people that are in group homes or sitting at home with their families that don't have any activities to go to, and so it's been, it was a real need, I thought. And Griffin, he lives his best life. He's got a staff that takes him out and gets to do all these fun experiences with him, but not everybody has what Griffin has, and we just wanted to provide that for other people. And people have made new friends, and social skills too. With our social skills class, I have seen personally people that Griffin had gone to school with, that their social skills kind of drop off after they're not in a school setting. And social skills are so important with making new friends, keeping relationships with your family, getting and keeping a job. It's just really critical.
Absolutely. I mean, the work you've done with Griffin's Place is remarkable in and of itself, but then you put that in the context of you moving into that CEO seat for Berger International and really trailblazing as a woman in a male-dominated field. What keeps you going, and where do you get that confidence from to stand up and say, I deserve to be here?
Well, it's more carrying on the family legacy. There has been so much hard work, sacrifice from the people that came before me. I mean, you could have sold the business. We could have done that and came out quite nicely, but that doesn't honor the legacy. And the family has worked so hard to get where they were at, and it was just a real honor to keep that going and try to expand upon that. So I've really enjoyed it. I've grown it personally and professionally. It has been a great opportunity for me to grow.
It's really incredible.
I was saying to Emily before this interview that you might be one of the busiest, if not the busiest person I've ever met in my entire life. With that said, I know we don't have a ton of time left, but I want to make sure that we highlight this. If you want to hold this up for everybody, there is a fundraiser coming up for Griffin's Place.
Yes.
So what is this?
This is in Hillsborough on April 24th. We don't do very many fundraisers. It's probably been years since we did the last one. But there's going to be food and drinks and axe throwing and other games to play. And it's just a way to support Griffin's Place.
Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the, what is it, Bad Axe?
The Bad Axe
Lumberjack
Bash.
Love the name.
Yeah, you can look at griffinsplace.com.
Okay.
There's information how to buy tickets.
We'll make sure we get all that on our website.
You have to say it slowly on the morning show. You have to say that, make sure that you
Bad
pronounce
Axe.
every letter.
Exactly.
Becky, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you so much.
congratulations
You're
again.
amazing.
We're really honored to get to share your story.
I really appreciate it, and it's so wonderful that your studio is doing things like this, real positive messages. And
it is truly, the honor is ours.
And the opportunity to let other people know about Griffin's Place. So that's so cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about Griffin's Place, of course, you can check out Becky's story along with that upcoming fundraiser. It is all on coin.com.
All right, it's 8:40.